What's going on, everybody? This is your WOF Outlook and Discussion for Tuesday, April 18th, 2023. And before we get into today's video, I hope everyone is doing well, remaining positive, and is always staying blessed. All right, you guys, taking a look at the map this morning, you can see we have the big low pressure system spinning up here over Canada. That should be starting to exit the picture here. Probably going to still give the Northeast a few little showers, some wintry precipitation here, but shouldn't be nothing too much of concern here, you guys. We have high pressure across the southeastern United States, across Alabama, Georgia, the Carolinas, Florida. Should be a good day there. We can see the moisture is starting to come back here across Texas. We even have some thunderstorms around the Houston area at the moment. And as you can see, they are under a general thunderstorm risk today. As we move up into the central plains, you can see we have some showers also passing across southern Missouri. And as you can see from parts of the West Texas, the Texas panhandle extending into western Oklahoma and its panhandle, Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, even extending as far west as South Dakota and Wyoming. We will have a marginal risk for severe weather, you guys, in this region. We'll talk about that in a few minutes, you guys. And as we take a look here at the big system here that's off the Pacific Northwest, which is as usual spreading in the moisture across Seattle, Portland area. You guys are under general thunderstorm risk as well. And all of this is going to be the catalyst setting up for the severe weather throughout the remainder of the week, you guys. So what we're going to do is pause this. Let's take all the surface maps and stuff off, you guys. Well, fronts and everything. All right, let's see. All right, and it's going to bring us right into convective outlook day one. And as you can see, yesterday the Storm Prediction Center basically had two areas highlighted across west central Texas into Oklahoma, and then another one up here across parts of Iowa, Minnesota, Nebraska, Missouri, and Kansas. But now you can see all of this is just connected into one big ugly blob here, as you can see from Wyoming all the way to Minnesota, Iowa, down into Texas here, a marginal risk. Let's check the categories, you guys, and see the probability. No tornado threats, you guys, so that's always good news. But during any severe weather event, I advise anyone to always be on the lookout for all hazards, even if that hazard is not highlighted, because an isolated incident could happen that could surprise you. So just you should always be ready so you don't have to get ready. All right, you guys, hail. You can see the hail probability 5% from parts of West Texas on up into Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, and parts of extreme northwest Missouri. There will be the potential for some hail. Wind damage, isolated, locally strong wind gusts could be a possibility here from Wyoming, parts of Wyoming, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, down into the Oklahoma, West Oklahoma, panhandle as well, and then again down into parts of the northwest Texas, you guys, and even Omaha, Nebraska could see a few instances of some damaging wind gusts, you guys. That's convective outlook day one. As we segue into convective outlook day two, you guys, the Storm Prediction Center still has the slight risk up from Oklahoma extending into Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, and Missouri. And it's crazy because this just be the same areas getting hit over and over and over. It's like I'm just repeating the same stuff over, but I love to talk the weather. I love to do it. So if you haven't done so, please be sure to subscribe to your Weather on the Fly. And we will be here checking out these severe categories, or hurricane categories when they come, and so forth and so on. But you guys, as we get back to convective outlook day two, you can see we do have a marginal risk here across Texas for tomorrow. Abilene, Wichita Falls, to the west of Dallas, Waco, Round Rock, and San Antonio. This threat will be to the west of you guys, but you are going to have a general risk for thunderstorms tomorrow. As we get up into the slight risk, you guys, you can see Lawton, just to the east of Elk City, just to the west of Oklahoma City, right in this middle corridor between all these big cities here. We have this slight risk going on, extending north into parts of Kansas, Wichita, Pratt, Great Bend, Emporia. I tried to say that word the other day, you guys, and I butchered it, and I'm butchering it right now. We're gonna pass you up. But we already know if you stay in that city, you guys, be on the lookout for some severe weather tomorrow. And as we continue to move on north and east, you guys, St. Joseph, just to the north and west of Kansas City, going into Des Moines, Iowa, Omaha, Nebraska, Fort Dodge, Cedar Rapids. All these areas are going to be under a slight risk for severe weather on Wednesday, you guys. And as we check the probabilities here, we do have a 2% chance from all the way down across west central Texas, up across central Oklahoma, into Kansas, parts of southeast Nebraska, southwest Iowa, and northwest Missouri here. 2% chance for some tornadoes. So we will be on the lookout for the tornadoes tomorrow, you guys. Hail probability 15% from basically Oklahoma City, extending on northeast into Iowa, you guys. We will be on the lookout for some hail that could be as large as 1 inch in diameter. We have the 5% risk that extends all the way to Chicago. Even parts of southern Minnesota and Wisconsin could see some hail, you guys. And just to the west of Dallas, San Antonio, Waco, also in that probability for some hail in the Texas hill country. As we go to the wind probability, you can see there will be some winds, a 15% chance of some locally damaging winds here across the slight risk, with a 5% encompassing the marginal risk. As we go to significant tornadoes, we don't have to worry about that tomorrow, you guys. Significant hail, we do have a hatched area for some significant hail across Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, and Iowa. Hail could be pushing over 2 inch in diameter in this region. So, you guys, you will have to be on the lookout for some very large hail. Significant winds, we don't have to worry about winds, you guys. So, this is Convective Outlook Day 2. What we're going to do now is, since Convective Outlook Day 2 is within the HRRR's range, we're going to check to see how these storms might start to materialize for tomorrow and tomorrow afternoon and evening, you guys. All right, let's get this going. All right, let's see. Today is the 18th, so we're going to the 19th. So let's go to about 11 a.m. on the 19th. We'll start at about the noon time. We'll go back. All right, and as you can see, starting about the noon time tomorrow, you guys, you can see possibly some wintry precipitation here up across northern Wisconsin. Looks like it's going to be a batch of showers and thunderstorms, possibly heading towards the Chicago area, and even into parts of Montana. We will have some wintry precipitation going on, even across parts of North Dakota. Winter is not over yet, you guys. As we move on to about 2 in the afternoon, let's see how these storms possibly starts to evolve here. Nothing much is going on around 2 o'clock, you guys, as well. So let's go on to about 6 o'clock. Let's see here. All right, you guys, as we move on to the late afternoon, early evening, you can see across parts of Iowa, look at this cell that is starting to develop here just northwest of Des Moines, just to the south of Fort Dodge, possibly. This cell could have the possibility of producing all hazards, you guys. Large hail and damaging winds could be a possibility. So it looks like you guys starting late tomorrow afternoon and evening. Looks like the threat is when this threat is going to start to get going, you guys. And as we move to about 10 o'clock, all right, here we go. All right, we're going to back it up a little bit. Let's back it up to 8. And as you can see, look at this strong line of storms that develops across even parts starting at parts of extreme southern Minnesota, extending across Iowa into parts of extreme northwest Missouri here, you guys. Strong line of storms. These storms will be capable probably, excuse me, you guys, are probably mainly large hail and damaging winds with this line, maybe a few embedded tornadoes, but I'm sure this is probably going to be a damaging wind threat and large hail within this line of storms. And as you can see across Wisconsin, Michigan, and approaching Illinois, again, Chicago going to get another round of storms. As we move on to the overnight hours, about 1 or 2 in the morning, you guys, let's check and see. Look at this. Oh, look at all the rain that could be potentially going on across Wisconsin, northern Michigan. But as we move on into the severe weather threat, you guys, you can see extending on down into parts of southeast Iowa, southern Iowa, northwest Missouri, and now starting to enter Kansas, just north of Wichita. Look at these cells. These cells could be producing all hazards, you guys. This will be in the middle of the night. So if you don't have a weather radio, you guys, please make sure you have some type of way to receive updates just in case some warnings do go out during the overnight hours while you sleep. And you guys, we're going to go to about 6, 7 in the morning where the H triple R, this is as far as it goes. And as you can see, this will be should be for the start of Thursday morning on the 20th. And you can see, look at the heavy rain that's going to be approaching, just starting to approach Illinois. And this line of storms is starting to move on through northern Missouri, you guys. And look here, even across parts of eastern Kansas, we do have some showers possible. So that's going to be convective outlook day 2. Now we're going to segue to convective outlook day 3, as if y'all seen my video yesterday. I said we're going to have a threat for severe weather just about almost every day this week, you guys. And as you can see, day 3, which is far out, so we don't have the probabilities for tornadoes or anything, but you can see we do have a general risk for some thunderstorms again across southern Florida, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. We have to look out because we know y'all have been very sensitive to the flooding rains here. So any rain to aggravate that could easily cause flash flooding. And as you can see, for Thursday, the severe threat also shifts to east central Texas, the Arklatex, on up into Arkansas and parts of southern Missouri, the Boot Hill area, just to the west of Memphis here, Shreveport. All these areas will be experiencing some severe weather. All hazards more than likely will be possible with large hail and damaging winds is probably the main threat. But we will continue to keep an update to see if the tornado threat does increase. You can see Dallas to be under a marginal risk, Houston under a marginal risk, Jackson, Mississippi, and New Orleans, a general thunderstorm risk, and on up into Chicago and Indianapolis as well for Thursday could see a marginal risk of severe weather, you guys. And now, as we take a look to convective outlook day 4, and as you can see for Friday, that threat shifts even further to the southeast here, Houston area, Bryan, Texas, Alexandria, just to the west of Jackson. We could see some severe weather. All hazards could be possible in this area as well, but we will continue to keep an eye on it. If y'all haven't done so already, be sure to share, like, and subscribe so you can stay up to date and weather aware here at your Weather on the Fly. Everyone be safe, be careful, and I'll talk to you all in the next one.